Welcome to the CEOs, where we highlight leaders who connect, engage, and forge opportunities to serve others. Today, we are with a special guest, Stephanie Sterling. Stephanie, please share in your words who you are and what you do.
Hi, Heidi, and thank you for having me today. So, like she said, I'm Stephanie Sterling. My brand is called The Authentic Stephanie Sterling. And this actually started from my book, Fatherless Success. And my book is basically going into my backstory, is letting you know who I am, where I came from, where I am now, and where I plan to head. But my platform itself, the Authentic Stephanie Sterling, is just more of me as a mogul. So going forward, I will have a conglomerate brand, and I will do everything under this, from writing books to speaking engagements to empowering others, not only individuals, but business owners, and setting up amazing events that's in the works as well, where we can just set up some nice events, collaborate with people, and just, the more we come together and put things together as a team, the more that we can accomplish. So that is the premise of my platform.
Love that. So I do want to dive in a little bit more about your book. So tell us again the title and what it's about.
Okay. So my book is entitled Fatherless Success. And basically, I had the idea a few years back. And I'm like, I know that I'm not the only person that has grown up fatherless or motherless, but my story is growing up fatherless. And so I wanted to be able to tell my story and let other people know, hey, you have a support system in me. You are not alone. You are not the only one. I understand the obstacles and the struggles that come with it. But hey, guess what? If you find some healthy outlets, if you have a good support system, you can overcome these things and you can be successful in whichever realm you want to be successful in.
I love that. And I actually kind of grew up the opposite. I grew up without a mother. So I had a father, a single father raising me for the most part of my life. And then grew up with a mother. But a single parent, it's hard. It's hard regardless.
Right.
Yeah. So it is different challenges. What key points do you want your readers to gain from your book?
I want them to know that self love is the key. Until you're able to fully embrace that, you're always going to have struggles throughout life. But once you can understand that self-love is the key and you start taking care of yourself first and do what you need to do for you, then you can start to feed that energy to everybody else and make a bigger impact, and you're able to now succeed on many levels.
I know I know your book is filled with it, but do you have any small tips that you could share about self-love?
For me, my biggest thing is taking time out. Like literally, I take one day a week just for me. And that one day a week, I'm not catering to anybody. I'm not working on anything business wise. I'm literally sitting down, doing things I want to do, whether it's sitting down, reading, writing, because I do journal a lot to get my thoughts out, going, getting my nails done, just sitting down, meditating, whatever it is, you have to pick that outlet for you. But for me, it's just taking that one day a week and just focusing on me, reflecting, and really just tuning everything and everybody out and just focusing, and being centered.
So, Stephanie, I have to ask you because I understand you have this great public persona, but would you consider yourself an extrovert or an introvert?
Naturally, I'm an introvert. And most people probably would never know that because they're like, really? Yes. So I'm one of those people when I'm out, I know how to turn the switch on. And it's just a part of being an entrepreneur. There's no, you have to in order to succeed. But I love I can sit in the house all weekend and I don't have to talk to a soul. And I'll just be in here working on stuff, reading, writing, listening to music, and I'm completely fine. But I have to step away because I have to recharge because I'm naturally an introvert. So I have to take that time to recharge.
I'm actually very much the same way. That's why I kind of asked when you talk about recharging and separating. I just had to make sure. I just wanted to know.
Yes, that is cool.
Because we live in a very introverted world, right? I mean, it's one of those things that people just assume in order to be a leader, you need to be an introvert, and that's so not true, right?
Correct. Correct.
So, um, you said that you've been working on this for a few years. So, have you been writing for the few years, or you were just kind of doing the research, or?
Okay, so the idea started a few years ago. I had the title, Fatherless Success. I had the title, that's all I had. And I knew that I wanted to share my story. But at that time, like 5 or 6 years ago, I was not in a place
Hmm.
to share it. And so it was like one of those things, it was an idea, but I had not physically put it on paper yet.
So, how long did it actually take you to write it then?
So I started last year. So it probably took a little over a year. And I could have completed it sooner, but I had to dig into a lot of places that I had already dealt with, that I had already healed from. And so as I'm sitting down writing it, tears are pouring down my face. And for me, I'm like, I'm the strong person. I consider myself a strong persona. And I'm like, I'm not doing this today. I didn't feel like crying. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I had to do it in chunks just so that I would not get lost in the process. And so it was also, just an additional healing tool for me as well as I went through the process.
I get that. I so recently it was Father's Day, and for me, father was he's the one that raised me, and it was really hard. And I
Hmm.
think about Mother's Day and people celebrating mothers, and I love that. But not having a true mother figure growing up, that was challenging, even in the celebration day, right? How do you celebrate something that you didn't experience all that much of?
Correct.
So I was kind of wondering, in your opinion, and I know we didn't really discuss this, but having this recently been Father's Day, I mean, did it mean anything to you?
So in the past, no, but now that I have my book, like, my book was released on the 19th, June 19th, Father's Day weekend. So now going forward, it means so much. The impact that I'm going to make in so many people's lives who share the same battle. And so I was happy, I was excited because now I have purpose. Now that day has purpose and I can give back to so many.
I love that. So you said it's available. Where can they get your book?
So you can get it on Amazon, Kindle, Audible, and Google Play.
Nice. Love that. And what other platforms can readers find you?
They can find me on Instagram as well as Facebook and YouTube at The Authentic Stephanie Sterling.
Love that. Love that. And I want to ask just kind of a totally bizarre question.
Okay.
When do you have a theme song by chance?
It is funny that you should ask that. So, back home when I did my book launch this past Saturday on the 19th, my DJ and I had a whole itinerary. Like I'm one of those people I don't come to play, So when my name is on something, oh, we're going over and beyond. But so my theme song or my intro song that I came out to is called "How Bad Do You Want It?" It's by one of my favorite artists. Her name is Seven Streeter. And so if you ever get a chance, just sit back and listen to the song. And it's basically saying, hey, I came to play. I don't care who tell me no. I have the crown. I'm here to win. That's the premise of the song. So, yes, I do. And I believe going forward, whenever I do my book signings, because I did that back in my hometown, Greenville, South Carolina. But I will be setting some things up in Dallas now that I'm here, and so I'm going to work with some people on that. But at every event, that song just speaks to me. It speaks to my spirit. So that will be my intro song going forward.
Love it. And you will have to keep me up to date on when you're having your book signed so that I can tell our viewers and let
Okay.
them know where they can actually meet you.
Yes, absolutely. You know I got you, Heidi.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. I really appreciate you taking time to talk with us. Is there any other last final thoughts you would like to share?
Absolutely. Be who you want to be. Do not allow anybody to deter you from being you, your dreams, anything. Because most of the time, people who have so much to say, they don't know who they are, they don't know what they want. And it scares them to see you taking a leap or taking that jump that they do not have the nerves or the courage to do. So always be true to yourself.
I love that. I firmly believe that because as growing up as an oddball, it took me years to accept myself. So I appreciate your thoughts.
Oh, thank you, Heidi.
Thank you, Stephanie.